Friends, this is Wendy with Love and Stampin'. I'm excited you're here with me today. Happy Black Friday, friends. I'm so happy you're with me. I have lots of stuff to cover with you today, but we are going to make some really cute houses with paper, not wood. We're going to build some houses together, people. We're going to use the Our House bundle from Cranford and Ninth. This is absolutely adorable. I absolutely love it. And I've cut a whole bunch of card bases. I do want to give you a little disclaimer though. Most of this video is sped up to 4 times its regular speed. The beginning here I went a little slower so you could see me using the embossing folder, which goes with the die. So there's a stamp set, a die, and embossing folder. And this set is just, it's just so cute. If you love die cutting and you love paper piecing and creating stuff that's just incredible, you got to get this set. It's just so darn cute. At the time I'm recording this video, it's still available. I don't know if it'll sell out before you see this, but get on the notify list if it sells out. Okay, so today, like I said, video is going to be sped up right about here, and you're just going to see me putting these houses together. We're first starting out with doing a light up house, and I did a white house with black trim, black roof, and a red door. Just classic, beautiful card or house, which will make a beautiful card. So we've got all of the little trim pieces here, and I started to glue this down, and then I realized I needed to die cut first. So if you want to make one of these houses a light up card, let me tell you some tricks. You gotta die cut. I've learned lessons, okay? So you gotta die cut these images out of the house first, because then you've got to line the backing with vellum. So what I did is I have my pieces that are a frame or framed in, and then I have my pieces that are not. Now, let's go to what I'm doing right here. I took my Altenew X-Acto knife and I'm cutting away these little slits in the door because those would be windows and there would be light shining through. However, I didn't think this through prior to gluing the door down. I could have just made pencil marks and cut that whole area out and it would have been perfectly fine. Sadly, on my finished card, that is one little area of my card that just doesn't look great, if I'm being honest. If you look really close on the photos, you can see there's some tattered edges there and it's just not super clean. Sorry, you guys. That was my phone letting me know I have a Safeway order on the way. If I told you how many times I've restarted this video, you would probably want to cry with me. Between dogs and phone and just random interruptions, it's a miracle that I recorded this. So anyway, I'm using my precision glue press and I'm using some vellum from Pear Blossom Press. Now I love the vellum from Pear Blossom Press because it comes already cut down to a 4 1/4 by 5.5 piece. And it comes in a pack of 45 sheets and it's all different colors. So you get several sheets of one color, but this works great for me because truthfully, vellum is not something that I use often, and I usually don't need a whole bunch of it. I usually just need a little bit. Now on that door where the areas were a little bit white, I did take a Copic marker and try to just color it in a little. I actually think that made it worse, but we're not going to worry about that because I certainly at this point wasn't going to start over. I'm going to take an Easy Light from Pear Blossom Press. These Easy Lights are very easy to use and they are kind of a warm color, warm light bulb. So it was perfect for this house is what I'm getting at. I tried to line the wire up with the die cut so that when you turn it on, you don't see the wires through the vellum. So that is something you do need to think about when you are designing. You want to make sure that you can kind of hide the wire if at all possible. I also moved the wires or the lights so that they would be at the same place on both windows on each side of the house, because I wanted it to look like somebody was in that room and like switched a light on. And so I realized, oh, if I put it down low, it's going to look as though the light in the room is not in the ceiling, basically. So I moved those. And then I made sure to not put any of this double-sided foam tape blocking light from coming to the door area. So even though there's not a light in the door area, the door area will light up lightly because it will have ambient lighting essentially from the lights in the windows. But if I would have put foam tape in between the windows and the door, I wouldn't have had that effect. So that was really important to me, that it kind of would look like you could see light through the window. Now, once I got all of that taped down, all the foam tape put in place, which by the way, that foam tape is amazing. It's repositionable for up to 24 hours. So even if you're not a person that would want to get a light up mechanism to do a light up card, I would recommend grabbing some of the foam tape from Pear Blossom Press. It actually has got a really good price point as well. A couple other things that I would recommend having to do cards like this would be reverse tweezers, like you see me using here. So when you squeeze them, they open. When you aren't squeezing them, they're closed. These are fantastic. I would also recommend the precision glue press. Again, precision being the key there. It's got that fine tip nozzle. It's easy to use. You could use anything that has a fine tip nozzle. I just absolutely love the precision glue press. It's one of my favorite crafty tools that I own. And then here I went and colored all my lights yellow because I love classic warm lights for Christmas. Now, is that what I have on my house? No, it is not. I have colorful lights on my house because that's what my husband likes. And since he's the one that hangs them all, I figure, what am I going to do? He can hang them and he can have his colorful lights. I prefer a classic warm tone little light. So I made it on my card. This is my little dream here on my card. So after assembling all of the pieces, then I'm assembling to create a wreath on the front of the house. And then we'll stamp Happy Holidays to go over the wreath. And then we're going to add some trees to the sides. Now, let's talk about the composition of this house. It's a card. So who cares, right? But have you ever seen a house that had windows this high, people? No. The answer is no. If I had the house to do over again, I would have made the windows lower. But I didn't. So here we are. It's the upstairs, and apparently there are no windows downstairs, and that's what we're going to do. I really giggled at myself after I finished this card, and I was looking at it, and I was like, this card makes no sense. There would not be windows just in the top of a house. But you know what? I've shown this card to many people at this point, and not a single person has been like, your windows are in the wrong spot. You know why? Because it's a card, people. It is a card. So my encouragement to you is make the dang card. If you mess it up, nobody cares. It's not the end of the world. This is one of the prettiest cards I think I've ever made. I absolutely love it. It was extremely labor intensive, as is the next card I'm going to show you. By the way, here I'm using the Altenew Obsidian Black ink, which is my very favorite ink for stamping sentiments. It is crisp, perfect almost every time. So I love it. So anyway, I just thought I would tell you that. Okay, so we're going to die cut that Happy Holidays, and then we are going to add some flowers to the wreath, and then we're going to add some trees. Let's talk Black Friday, shall we? So I don't know if you're like me, but I am definitely on a crafty budget this year. As you all know, if you've watched my channel, I left Stampin' Up! Earlier in 2024, and that caused my income to decrease. And so that's fine. I'm not complaining. I'm happy. But it just means that I have to be more mindful of my spending. So I give myself a crafty budget every month, and that's all I'm allowed to spend. So I have been holding on to my pennies. Yes, I have. So that I could put in a order with a few different companies during Black Friday sales. There are amazing sales at basically every company. So there's free gifts offered with purchase. I'm not going to go through every single one of them here because this is why I linked below the video to my supply list, but I also linked to my blog. There's 2 links in the description of this video. Link number 1 is my supplies I used on today's cards. Link number 2 is my blog post. This is the second house we're making. If you go to my blog post and you scroll down past the video, past the cards, I have the Black Friday sales listed there. I know Spellbinders has stuff on sale all the way down to $1. Honeybee Stamps has an amazing, I think they have like $1 sale, or they have something really awesome going on. Pear Blossom Press has some fantastic sales happening and free gifts. Honeybee has a free gift also, by the way. It's called a free bee. How cute is that? Free bee. And it's spelled FREEBEE. So, and those are limited. I'm sure that here's what's hard. Let me explain from a content creator's perspective. Oh, by the way, really back to the card really quick. So there's this die that will cut out 2 little hearts out of my shutters here. So I put my shutters back to back because this is how they would go onto the side of a window. And I'm looking for my heart die and I can't find it. That's what you see me doing. Then I finally found it. So I put them back to back, and then I'm going to put the heart die right over the top, and it's going to cut a heart out from each shutter. No idea if this is how you're supposed to use this die, but this is how I'm using this die. Then to get my second set of shutters, I just stacked the ones I die cut up on top of those, put the die in place, and ran it through again. So my little hearts were cut out of my shutters in the correct spot on all 4 shutters. Okay, back to the card. We're doing gray, we're doing black, and we're doing white trim. That's kind of how my house looks, actually. I have white trim, black roof. Well, it's actually not black. It's dark gray. And then we have white trim. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, content creators. So what happens is not all companies release their Black Friday sale information at the same time. So what happens is sometimes you have to kind of go hunting for it. So what I imagine is going to happen at the time that I'm recording this video for you, I only know a handful of the Black Friday sales that are going on. I will have to go and search for them and add them to the blog post prior to Friday. So I'll be doing it through the week leading up to you guys seeing this video. So that's why I can't sit here and be like, this is what's on sale. This is what's on sale. This is what's on. I can't do that because I don't know yet. And so anyway, real quick, back to the card. This is my little mini Misty ruler that I have here, the T-square ruler. I love this thing because it's super flat, and not all T-square rulers are like that. This is what I used to line up my windows on the front of the house. And then we're going to die cut all of these windows again in powder blue cardstock from Concord and Ninth. And we're going to we're going to use the insert pieces. I'm going to just show you one window and then I'm going to do them all. I cut that whole part out because I'm like, once you've seen me do it once, I'm paper piecing here. That's it. The other thing I want to mention is I went through and I die cut all of these windows a second time in white because I wanted them to be double stacked so that the window part looked more recessed. Because when I did this initially, the blue, powder blue part that was sticking up above the window frame. And I'm like, that just doesn't look right. So what I did was I went ahead and die cut out of white all of the window frames again. And then I popped them all up. And then for the door, I went and cut it in powder blue and white. And then I went and put all the little bits and pieces into that window. So this turned out really stinking cute. I absolutely love this card as well. It doesn't light up, but this is kind of giving you the feel of what it's like without the light up. And then we're just going to add the chimney and then a bunch of other bits and pieces you'll see as we go. So anyway, the news for today is it's Black Friday. I have saved my pennies for today. I hope you have saved your pennies for today. I have shopping to do. I'm sure you have shopping to do. And it's not, obviously, we're not just shopping for card making supplies, right? We probably have some Christmas supplies to get. But shopping from today through Monday, Cyber Monday, is like the best deals you're going to get all year long, is how I feel. So there's some things I want. Like I really want the Tim Holtz guillotine cutter. I really want the Tim Holtz trimmer. I don't know. I might get that. But also, Spellbinders has an entire bundle that is a trimmer, a guillotine cutter, 2 pairs of scissors. It's like all this stuff for $100. And so I'm considering doing that instead. Because I just don't see how you could get that stuff for a better deal. I currently have the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, and it works totally fine. But what's going to happen is I'm going to run out of replacement blades on that, and then I'll need replacement blades. And I would rather just use a non-Stampin' Up! Trimmer so that I can purchase blades through lots of different companies. Plus, Stampin' Up! Did change their trimmers a couple different times since I was a demo, or not since I was a demo, but like in my course of being a demo, they've changed their trimmer. So what happens when they change their trimmer is then basically you got to get rid of the trimmer and you got to get a new one. So I don't want to have to do that. So anyway, back to the card. I just colored with Copic markers on all these little flowers, and we're going to add the little flowers to the windowsills. Are these windowsills not to die for, or what? I am telling you. This is a little banner that's going to hang on the front of the house. And it'll just say celebrate. So I'm putting a little bit of shading with a C1 and a C3 marker. I personally feel like this could be used as a birthday card. But when I showed it to a friend, she was like, it doesn't make sense for a birthday card. I think you would have to use it for like a congratulations, you got a new house card. Yeah, I guess so. But I'm going to use it as a birthday card, because how often do you know somebody that buys a new house? That's like not something that happens all the time, right? So how long would I have to hang on to this for that to happen? I don't know. Anyway, I digress. So we've almost finished both cards here, and I added balloons to this card, but I didn't show you that process because, like I said, video was like over 2 hours long, and all I did for the balloons was die cut them and color them. I didn't even shade them. I just colored them solid with Copic markers. At the point that I got to where I was adding the balloons, I was over it. There was no shading to be had. Here's the balloons, and this is the finished card. I cut a backing to match the front, and so it is a shape card. I hope you guys check out all the amazing Black Friday sales. It's been a really hard year for a lot of stamp companies, for card making companies. You know, economy's been a little tough, and so the first thing people don't buy is recreational items, right? So if you have a little extra to throw towards some companies, there's going to be lots of steals and deals, and I would definitely take advantage. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I always love hanging out with you guys, and I am very much in the holiday feels at this point. We have begun the decorating for Christmas process, and we've been getting our house ready for company visiting in December from Montana. And I am just, yeah, it's that time of year, right? I'll talk to you guys very soon. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye-bye.